right here. Burnt orange, hook 'em horns, put 'em down. Damn, Emmanuel
How you
Ocho.
start the show off with disrespect, Sel?
Really? I ain't gonna touch
I was going to start the show off saying you've been in your bag all week. Some of your greatest takes, some of your greatest comedy.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah.
Bring it out. You just wanted to give me a compliment because you look amazing today. Show him the watch.
But I told you. It's,
Show him the lapel because that is rich.
it's one of those days, Sel.
I like it.
I'm feeling myself.
You feeling yourself?
Feeling my...
Well, I just want everyone to know I got a new watch, and I finally brought it out. You like that? Yeah. Retail for $500,000. Guess what I got it? $30. Barcelona's Pier. Okay? Work with me, y'all. Let's go to Dallas and talk about those Cowboys who are rolling right now after their big win over the Eagles. Really, $30. That's all it costs. Dallas Morning News wrote they're bigger than the NFC East, adding this quote, time to ratchet up the expectations to where they belong. League championship game or bust. Wow. Cowboys currently are tied for the 5th best odds to win the NFC according to Fox Bet Sportsbook. So Acho with a nice jury. Are the Cowboys better than we thought?
So, from a macro perspective, no, not at all. Not at all. From a micro perspective, however, they are. Macro, we knew the Cowboys were going to win the NFC East. That is what they've made it abundantly clear they're going to do. Macro perspective, we knew the Cowboys had one of the best offenses talent-wise probably we've seen in the last decade between CD, between Amari, between Zeke, between Dak. Also, Michael Gallup, he's just been injured. Macro perspective, we knew the Cowboys had brought in Dan Quinn as a defensive coordinator to really turn things around. From a macro perspective, we knew the Cowboys were going to be good, and we would be lying if we came in saying we don't think they're going to be good. However, it's the micro perspective that is really kind of making me go,
What does that mean?
What's going on here?
Yeah.
Why are the Cowboys better than we thought? And I think about it like this. I'm a defender. Sal's a defender. We talk defense on this show. Energy, effort, execution. Those are the 3 components that are making this Cowboys team, particularly on defense, better than we thought.
Strong.
I'm about to use both energy and effort to go to the big board.
And execute.
Hopefully. I don't know about that part yet.
Look at you.
Man, this suit is kind of big, Sal. I'm kind of drowning in it.
He losing that weight.
Today. I should have worked out today. What has made the Cowboys better this season? Energy, effort, execution. Those are the 3 E's that are imperative to play good defense. Let's flashback. Let's rewind. Let's look at last year when the Cowboys lacked all 3. Energy, effort, and execution. Y'all remember this play against the Cleveland Browns. Odell Beckham, he takes a reverse and he cribs it. But why did he crib it? Because we did not see energy, nor did we see effort. DeMarcus Lawrence, Antoine Woods, Jalen Smith, why y'all jogging to the ball? You can tell they're jogging because the speed changes. You never want to see speed change on defense. So if you do execute, but you don't have energy or effort, your execution is undermined because you lack the most important thing. But this year, Dan Quinn got them boys ready. Let's roll the tape from just last week against the Eagles, against my Eagles. Cowboys are executing, but they're playing with energy and high effort. First off, notice Odigizua in the defensive line right there. Notice at the end of the play, who do you see? Van Der Esch, Jalen Smith. But didn't you just see him in the defensive line? That's 6 guys, 6 hats to the ball. So to me, Sal, when I think about the Cowboys being better than we thought, yeah, they're better than we thought, but it's not just that. The question is why? Energy, effort, execution. That's the micro aspects of what's making the Cowboys so much better this year. I'm out of breath. Can I walk back?
Yeah, come over here. With ease, effort, execution, energy.
Coach, I need a 30.
I need a little more energy than that,
30,
damn.
Coach.
Boy, no wonder you out the league.
30, boy.
No wonder you up here announcing now. Host, you tired?
I'm tired.
You went all the way up there to give the Dallas Cowboys backhanded compliments. Yeah, check your ashy side. Check your ashy side is back.
I need to check my engine light.
What you got, asthma and bronchitis? You okay? Oh, man, give me a younger co-host than this guy. He's about to croak right now. Are the Cowboys better than we thought? Don't y'all throw me in this with y'all haters and naysayers. Better than y'all thought. I always look at the game as a talent-based conversation, and it's amazing to me that people like you who have played the game also get fooled and think it's about something else other than the talent. You know what's happening with the Dallas Cowboys right now? Finally, they've hit the equal sign. All of that talent, individual names, individual talents, individual greatness is starting to add up. And now you're starting to see it equal into this level of success. Cowboys could easily be undefeated right now. They're not. They have one blemish. But let me tell you why I never came out with conviction, but confidence with this Dallas Cowboys team. Because they always found a way to undercut themselves. Like you said, execution. They couldn't execute. They couldn't make it all add up. So I always had to scratch my head and say, what's going on with these Dallas Cowboys? But then I got reminded watching the NBA this year and seeing the champion Milwaukee Bucks and your boy Giannis go out there. And I got reminded that I was always right, even when I'm wrong. Let's talk about this. There was a team by the name of the Brooklyn Nets that the Milwaukee Bucks had to go through. And that's the talent team, right? They didn't even have to play together in the regular season. They were tapping out for all kind of reasons, racial reasons, personal reasons. They didn't even want to play together and still found themselves in the same moment as the team that will be the eventual champion Milwaukee Bucks. And what happened in that moment? The talent was winning, just like I thought, just like we know. And then the talent got hurt. The talent didn't fully execute. And all of a sudden, the other team prevails. In this conversation right now, if the Dallas Cowboys don't get hurt, if the Dallas Cowboys continue to come together, oh, yeah, they're going to have a great, successful season. Let me give it to you like this also. Stop giving all the props to Dan Quinn. I am not going to shoot at Dan Quinn, but I'm also going to give some love to yesteryear. You didn't do this, and you wasted all that energy, lost your breath, went to the big board to give Dan Quinn some love, and forgot about these Cowboys last year. Who? Them. Let's go. If the Dallas Cowboys have at least 2 takeaways in their last 7 games, I know you went to Texas, but still you can do this math. How many games have they played this year?
3, sir.
Oh, so that means 4 games last
Yes,
year.
sir.
Oh, if the Dallas Cowboys have at least 1 takeaway in 11 of their last 12 games, do the math again. How many last year?
9.
Oh. If the Dallas Cowboys have at least 2 sacks in 6 of their last 7 games, I tried to tell you last year, they coming. Last year, this defense started to roar. Last year, this defense started to soar. But it was too late because they didn't have their franchise quarterback, and they were already basically out of playoff contention despite being in a sorry division. You look at them now this year, leads the league in takeaways. So now you say Dan Quinn. You look at them now, number 1 in turnover margin. So then you say Dan Quinn. All I want to say is what you see now boiling was brewing last year, and that's why I have the confidence now, conviction, that this team's going to ball.
I like your take. I do not love it. Yes, you can see something brewing, but it only boils if somebody comes in and does what? What? Turns up the heat.
No, or
you just long enough.
Or
it sits
you
long
know
enough.
me. It sat long enough.
No,
that talent sat long enough. It's boiling now, baby.
It did not. Last year, the Cowboys, their last 4 games, Cincinnati Bengals without Joe Burrow, San Francisco 49ers without Jimmy Garoppolo, Philadelphia Eagles without a quarterback, and the New York Giants with Daniel Jones. I believe he had a hamstring injury if he even played in that game. I'm sure Giants fans, you will correct me. So don't talk to me about the brew of the Cowboys. Dan Quinn had to turn the brew into a boil, and he is doing that now.
I'll give you some of that.
Everybody pause, because I'm not going to sit here and get into a competition of who can praise the Cowboys the most in 8 minutes into the show. Cowboys still are only 26th in defense as far as it pertains to yardage allowed. They're only 26 out of 32 teams in total defense. So let's all simmer down real quick, if we shall. They're also only, I believe, 13th right now in points. Now, they're a top 15 defense in points, and they're a top 15 offense in points. That's the most important thing. They are number 1 in takeaways. That's an incredibly important thing. They're the only team in the NFL with 2 running backs that have over 180 yards. That's incredibly important. They're also the only team, or one of 2 teams in the NFL with 125 rushing yards per game and 275 passing yards per game. That is hugely important. The Cowboys' most impressive feat thus far is their balance. That is what is separating and distinguishing the Cowboys from everybody else. They can go out and Zeke can rush for 90. Zeke's backup, Tony Pollard, can rush for 70, while Dak Prescott can still throw for 250 to 300. They are incredibly balanced, keeping offenses all types of out of whack. But we're not going to act surprised. We knew the Cowboys would beat the Eagles. We knew that. We vehemently knew that. We knew the Cowboys were likely going to beat the Chargers.
No, we did. Don't do all that's we. Your pronoun game off. But keep talking. I don't want to interrupt you because I am respectful. But don't say we thought they were going to be the L.A. Chargers that just beat the Kansas City Chiefs.
Here is what we do know. The Cowboys beat up on bad teams. Dak Prescott is now 20-6 in the division. He's 20-6 in the division. Why? Because his division is bad. But the Cowboys, who are now 1-14 over the last 2 seasons versus playoff teams, They lost this year to the one team we know that's going to make the playoffs.
Oh.
They beat the team that we know isn't going to make the playoffs in the Eagles. And the Chargers, I can't call them a playoff team if we're not certain. If you indecisive of if they're going to make the playoffs, then they not a playoff team. So the Cowboys did sell what they have always done. That's why I'm not fully convinced that they are better than we thought, because we thought they were good.
Interesting. How should I attack this? There's so many openings right now.
There aren't.
Oh, really? Oh, you think I'm Pacquiao? I got to retire. I can't punch back? I'm going to punch back, big dog, and be president like Pacquiao can't.